When he is not assisting the master, Caspar does quick studies of his own. They are sketches in oils rather than completed paintings. Caspar has a gift for line, but no strong eye for colour. So for the time being, he roughs out domestic scenes on boards. Using reddish outlines, he lays in washes of ochre, highlighted with white when the underpainting is dry. He studies scenes of domestic labour with a certain mad joy. Though Iris is bewitched by Caspar's small oils, she won't allow herself to be drawn, not after Ugly Girl with Wildflowers, never again. But Ruth has no pride. Ruth doesn't compose her features to close him out. A small cartoon of Ruth. The big girl is sitting almost elegantly on a stool in the kitchen. She clenches the black kettle between her knees. She holds a spoon with two hands in the true way Ruth does, stirring with the whole strength of her upper body. Her bowed hump of soft shoulders is rendered honestly, but not with scorn. Margaretta, looking over Iris's shoulder at this sketch, observes sharply, "You'd think the kettle is filled with limestone cement, the way Ruth seems to be applying such force to that spoon." "But that's how she looks," says Iris, marvelling. "I believe I was having her stir a respectable pottage," says Margaretta. "This painting implies an incompetence in the kitchen. Throw it out." But she's only teasing. Iris wonders, is Margaretta pleased that Caspar had the charity to paint Ruth without correction of her features? Does Margaretta feel for her older daughter in some way that she rarely shows? Well, of course she must. Or why endure such troubles of taking her children across the sea? Ruth herself crows and claps to see Caspar's cartoons. She doesn't seem confused about the nature of the image on the board and grins in her splay-toothed way at herself stirring dinner. She smiles at Caspar and lurches off to the kitchen to find him a strip of salted fish as a present, which he accepts with a bow. Caspar's portrait of Margaretta is equally benign. Here she is in the herb garden, in the act of rising, one knee still to the ground, one foot planted in its muddy wooden shoe. She has a basket of simples across one forearm, articulated, Iris sees, by broken scratchy lines, parallel at one end for the stems and fretted at the other to suggest all manner of seeds, leaves and dried flowers. The delight, though, is in Margaretta's expression. It almost makes tears stand in Iris's eyes. Her mother as a labourer, at peace for once, for there's nothing lovely or unlovely about herbs, and they behave and they don't bother her. Iris examines this study with delight. The well-regulated house looms up, brick and ivy and shutters and copings. Only on the third viewing does she notice that Caspar has painted a head of Henrika, looking down with a scowl out of an upper window. Henrika is never seen with any such scowl, and yet it is demonstrably she. "Her head is too big for the window frame," says Iris helpfully. "Yes," says Caspar. She's embarrassed. She's tried to critique the sketch, and he's refused her stupid opinion. She rushes on, more generously. "Caspar, what you can do! A portrait of Mamma and Henrika." "Not at all," he says. "I'm merely illustrating the old adage, 2 dogs and 1 bone will rarely agree." Iris bows to look again. Is this what she had seen on the day she'd arrived at this house? Had it been Henrika peering from the window that day? Or is this clot of dark in Caspar's sketch, in a window even higher up, the last square of glass under the roof beam, actually a squinting, hunched creature of some sort? Is it just scrawled darkness, scribbled in? or can she make out tiny leering creatures? "Have you drawn an imp in this house?" says Iris, looking up. "I didn't know you could see it too," he says. But then we'll say no more.